Unlock Your Soul Radio with your host, Lorraine White.
Hello and welcome to Unlock Your Soul radio show. I am your host, Lorraine White. I am a life strategist and an intuitive, connecting you to your soul to find clarity and direction in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in to my show and listening. I want to say Happy New Year. I hope you've enjoyed the first couple of weeks of the new year, 2016, and that you are embracing this new lovely energy of new starts. Now, 2016, the numerical value of 2016 is the number 9, for those of you who are interested in numerology. Now, 9 represents the end of the 9-year cycle. So over the last 9 years, many of you may have been through a lot. And this year, you will have come full circle. So this year is really about endings and new beginnings. So those of you who perhaps want to start a new career or end a relationship or take a relationship to the next level or start a new relationship or leave a job, the energy of this year will support you to do that. So that is the theme, is endings and beginnings. So it kind of ties in with me and this show, because for me it's the beginning of taking my work to the next level. You see, it has been a real journey for me to get to this point. As a child, I had pretended to be a radio show host. And I used to enjoy playing the game, enjoy being a DJ, entertaining people and playing my music. And, I grew up basically and then never thought about it again. I left that idea in my childhood. And that was until late last year when an opportunity came up for me to have this show. And here I am today. So in today's show, my first show, we're going to be talking about what does it really mean to be true to who you are. Are you being yourself in all areas of your life, your career, your work, your relationships, in your family life? Well, I want to share a story with you. 7 years ago, I made a life-changing decision. I ended my relationship with my husband of 12 years. I was unhappy for a while. The setup was very dysfunctional and disempowering. And in that time when I wasn't happy, I started working on myself, and I had a dream to share more of myself, to make a difference to the world, to serve humanity, to connect with people. But I knew that I couldn't stay in this marriage because I needed to be free to be who I am. And so 7 years ago, I made that decision and I left with my 3 children. Now, as you can imagine, my life changed dramatically. And although I knew that I'd made the right decision, I felt very uncomfortable for a long while. Because, I was now bringing up 3 young children as a single parent, running a household, learning to survive on little money and paying bills, having to change light bulbs, having to put the garbage out. And at that time, that was a big deal for me, and furthermore, I felt a bit kind of out of sorts because I was now amongst friends and family who were, married and having children, and people who really kind of upheld traditional family values. And then there was me amongst that. And so, as you can imagine, many of those people felt sorry for me and thought that I was kind of hard done by. And being in this energy for that period of time, I realized that what my problem was that I was uncomfortable with myself and my decisions, and I was really ashamed of myself, if I'm going to be honest. I was ashamed, I was embarrassed, but that was kind of unbeknown to me at the time. It's when I look back and I realised that was what was going on. And I realised that it was the shame that dominated my life, my actions, my decisions, to the point where I had built this facade of being this strong, this independent woman, like superwoman almost, someone who had been through so much, yet appeared to be holding it all together. But, you know, that couldn't be more far away from the truth. You know, I was depressed. I was crying inside. I was very lonely. And I realized kind of that this went on for quite a while, and you know, it was my vision, I think, that kind of helped me to come out of it, because I still held this vision of wanting to kind of make a difference to people's lives and make a difference to the world, to serve humanity, to serve God, and to connect with people on a coaching one-to-one kind of level. But you know, I also realized that I started working on myself, and I came across this quote actually recently, and this kind of fits in. It's a quote by Viktor Frankl, who is a neurologist and psychiatrist, and he says, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And that is exactly what happened for me, because I really wanted out of this situation, and I had to kind of then look into myself again, because I wasn't going anywhere, and I was actually in this space of asking myself, who am I to be coaching others? Who am I to be inspiring others? You know, this shame, what I realized is this shame and embarrassment, it holds people back when they want to, especially if they've been through something, some kind of traumatic experience or life change. You know, this could be applied to somebody who has just come out of a marriage, somebody who has just been made redundant, somebody who has not succeeded in business, or who feels that they failed in their health. You know, we all kind of experience that. One of the things that I did to come out of this, of that energy, was to work on myself and, you know, really look into what it was that I really enjoyed. What I had to start working on my well-being. What did I enjoy? What was going to make me happy? And I found myself doing things like writing, drawing. I developed this passion for pastel drawing, journaling, and then talking. I got myself a therapist and reading more about self-development, cooking. And also, I must say, when I started writing my book, a friend of mine recommended that I stick the book on the wall, pages of the book on the wall, to kind of just get used to my expression of myself. When I look back, I realized that what I was doing when I was having these creative ideas, I was practicing vulnerability. I was practicing expressing my real thoughts and my real feelings and getting accustomed to that, to the point where I started to accept myself. And self-acceptance is key in being who you are. You know, you've got to love and embrace all aspects of yourself. And that's what being creative helped me to do, alongside other things which I won't be able to go into in this show. You know, things like spiritual practices. Adopting a spiritual practice, again, was a big thing for me at that time to help me to feel connected. So being who you are is a continuous journey, and I want to kind of go into that in more detail after the breaks. We're just going to take a short break now. See you on the other side.
Unlock your soul. Free your life. Live your dream. You are listening to Unlock Your Soul Radio with Lorraine White. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. GMT.
Hi, thanks. We are back now. You are listening to Lorraine White. I am a life strategist and an intuitive, connecting you to your soul to find clarity and direction in your life. Okay, so we are talking about what does it mean to be true to who you are? What does it really mean? Now, just before the break, I was going into being who you are is a continuous process, and it has been for me, and it will be for many of you. So you may hear people, coaches, etc., inspirational speakers, motivational speakers, talk a lot about being who you are, especially in recent years. It seems to be the buzzwords. Be who you are, be true to yourself, become who you are. Jessie J even released a record, a CD song a couple of years ago, Be True to Who You Are. You know, it's all around us at the moment. And so what I wanted to make clear today is that being who you are is a continuous process. It is not a goal or a destination. From experience, what I found is that the most important thing, if you're going to adopt this approach, and it's a lifestyle, it's a way of being, is to just focus, just be conscious of staying connected to what you love, and stay true to your values. And that's all you need to do, really, because it's those things that we love that are like seeds, you know, that they continue to grow if we feed them. So, for example, if you have a passion and a love for dancing, for salsa dancing, for instance, a way to feed that is to go to salsa classes, is to go to salsa parties, and keep going until, you know, you become really good at it. If you're not already, become an expert salsa dancer. Maybe you might even become a teacher, a salsa teacher one day. You know, we never know where it's going to take us, but it's all about really indulging in your passion and what you love, and also committing to that, because when we commit to doing what we love and staying true to our values, that's all we will ever do, to the point where we will know what we don't like and what we don't love, and we will know what we do like and do love, and it kind of creates an obligation to ourselves to honor our, you know, what we love, and to create also those boundaries, so that when we feel, well, before, if we have felt obliged to do something that we don't like, we will now not do that because we have committed to staying connected to what we love and staying true to our values. And so when we're in this energy, it is all about growth, okay? Being committed to staying connected to what we love, stay true to our values, and growing from that space. It was Oprah Winfrey that said that if we're really connected to growth, we never stop discovering new dimensions of self and self-expression. And that really just adds to what I was saying in terms of when we stay in that energy, we don't know where it's going to lead us. But the most important, and that's not important, it's kind of like letting go of the expectation of the outcome and just being and enjoying the journey. You know, some of you may already be feeling a strong urge to explore your passion or an interest that you have, or explore a new way of living, explore your spirituality or your spiritual side. It's about continuing to grow, not into yourself, but instead to expand beyond your expectation. And I say go for it. Honor yourself and your desires. That is what it's about. Now, what I often see, kind of even working with people, and what I see generally is that some of us believe on some level that proving ourselves is being ourselves, when proving yourself is not being yourself. I think that sometimes we have a notion of who we think we are and who we want to be, and we play up to that. And what it actually does is it limits us. So if I give an example, like, for instance, we may want to show the world that we are successful, or we might always say, I am successful. But our vision of what successful is maybe about proving to the world that you are a success. So doing things to make sure that you show this success. So you might have, you might be more focused on keeping the lovely car that you have, keeping the lovely house that you have, going to expensive places, etc., etc. And that may be your focus. There's nothing wrong with those things, but that may be your focus to the point where you lose yourself. And that's when we have an issue, because being yourself really is about kind of saying to yourself, okay, I am successful and everything I do is going to be a success, and if it's not a success, it's a learning curve, but I will always be successful. If you come from that standpoint, then you're coming from more of a heart-centered space that is not going to disappoint you. And so, when we limit ourselves in that way, it's like we are keeping ourselves in one place, and we're so much more than what we perceive ourselves to be. And that is always the case. We are so much more than what we perceive ourselves to be. And it kind of brings me on to the next point, because what I see also is like being who you are is being where you are and accepting where you are. We hear a lot about people stepping out and feeling the pressure to step out, to be who they are, change the world, make a difference. And this is great. And I, as a life strategist, I work with people who want to make a difference, and that's my preference, is to work with people, to work with that energy. But I do believe that we are each born with a purpose, and we all have a part to play. But it's a choice whether you choose to stand up and step out and answer a calling that you might have, and that's what I see it as. It's a calling. If you feel that you are called to do something bigger, take your work to the next level, take yourself to the next level, that is a calling. But it's your choice whether you respond to that, and that's kind of being who you are to another level. Also, what I find is that some people who have answered this calling and they are feeling this pressure, is that it can become overwhelming. And I feel to say that it's okay to take a break. Sometimes we're on this road to enlightenment or of enlightenment, and it's overwhelming, but it's okay to have a rest, to regroup, to get back on the road, but to still hold true to your vision. Don't lose touch with your soul. That is the key thing. There isn't a race. You have to do it in your own time. There's a Buddha quote that says that be where you are, otherwise you will miss your life, and that's what it's about. So I'm going to kind of wrap up now, and I want to kind of summarize that releasing shame through self-acceptance, doing what you love, allowing your passions to grow, and staying true to your values. This is what being true to yourself is all about. Thank you so much for listening, and join me again this coming Thursday on the 14th of January, when I will be interviewing Jill Borsos, who is a transformational coach and an energy healer, and we will be talking with her for 30 minutes about her journey and how she found the courage to become who she is. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your day or evening, and remember to unlock your soul, free your life, and live your dreams. Thank you.
Unlock your soul, free your life, live your dreams. You are listening to Unlock Your Soul Radio with Lorraine Weiss, every Thursday at 8 p.m. GMT.